Hi, and welcome to this intermediate training session on creating custom groups and how to use them. My name is Paul Sonneveld, and I am the co-founder and product owner here at Merchant Spring. In today's session, I want to talk to you about some of the use cases, why you should be using custom groups, how to create them, and how to report on them. Let's dive into our platform to start the session. We are in the My Channels part of the application, and we've navigated in the Sales Insights module here to Sales by Group, where we can create and report on custom groups. Now, just to explain a little bit more around the use case, why think about custom groups? Why not just use some of the grouping that Amazon provides around sales by brand or category that we also see in the Sales Insights module? Well, groups provide enormous flexibility to look at your Amazon performance in a way that may not be readily available, or perhaps in a way that more closely matches the way that you as a business look at your own data or your client looks at that data. And there are lots of use cases that I've seen since we've rolled this feature out. One use case might be the ability to group different colors together if you're in the apparel space and track which colors are most popular. You can apply a similar logic around different pack size formats or flavors or scents. Sometimes it's useful to track a set of priority SKUs or ASINs versus the rest. Or you may want to think about tracking seasonal range versus your core range. All of that can be done inside this module. And also it's important to remember that you can create unlimited number of groups, and a particular product can actually belong to multiple groups. So it may be in a color group, but also in a pack size group, for example. So let's have a look at what we've got here. We've already created a number of groups here. And as you can see, I've got a specific group to group all of my FBA products together. Then I'm grouping a couple of my brands together. I've got my FBM products, and then I've even created two groups around different pricing tiers. So in this particular example, we are selling products in two different tiers, pricing wise, and I would like to track both of them together. As you can see, we are showing the data both in tabular format with a series of metrics, including ad spend and a number of additional metrics that you can find in the menu up here. We're also showing it visually. And through this drop down up here, you have the ability to select all of them, or maybe just look at a couple of them. So in this case, if I wanted to look at two of my groups and compare and contrast them, I can do that like this. And as I select them, you'll notice both the chart will update and only focus on the groups that I've selected, and the table below responds to the same selection. There are two ways of creating groups. The first one is to create a group via the manual interface. So simply click on create a group. We can call this, let's say we're going to create a parfum group. You can see we've got a couple of products in that fall into that category. I can use keywords to easily identify them, but I can also search by ASIN or SKU or title. I can select both of them, and I now create the group. And as you can see, the group has been created and is now listed here below. Now note that sometimes it can take a couple of minutes for the groups to show up. So if they don't appear straight away, be patient, give it a couple of minutes, and you'll see them appear. So as you can see there, that's one way of creating a group. The other way to create groups is use our bulk upload function, very similar to that of our profitability module where you can upload unit costs. In this module here, you can upload all of your grouping information in one single CSV file. Now, the first thing that you need to do is actually download the template. And when you do that, which I'll do right now, we will actually return to you all of the existing groups configuration as well. A very simple spreadsheet or CSV. Column 1 is the seller SKU. And again, please ensure these headers are not changed. They need to be identical to what they are now for the upload to work. And the second column is the group name or the name of the group. So if we want to make any changes, we can edit that directly here. Or if we want to create another group, we can also do that. So let's say I wanted to create, let's for argument's sake, say these products up here are actually my top sellers. So I can create another group right over here with those same products. As you can see now, there's another group here, contains just over half a dozen products called top sellers. I can save this file Again, I have to save it as a CSV. So I'm just going to call this group upload. And then through our interface, we can now initiate the upload process. We'll choose the file. There's the file that we've selected. And when I hit confirm, we'll notice that the groups are uploaded. It's complete and there are no missing products. That means that every SKU in the file was matched against the SKU in our database. If we now scroll down here, we'll notice that a new group has been created called top sellers, and it has the products in there that we selected earlier. That's how you create groups via CSV or bulk upload. Now, the last thing I want to show you is how to use these groups in reporting. If I go to our reporting now, and let's create a report for this particular store. Let's call it group report example. I won't play around with the time periods and scheduling of the report. I'll create a very simple report, send it once. The way to access the sales by group information is to select this particular widget here. So the sales by group widget, when you drag that across, you'll notice that something appears here. This configuration element appears. And we're asking you here to actually help us determine what groups to show on the report. So in this case, I've just created these two groups, the top sellers and the perfume groups. So I've just selected those two. You can select all of them. You can select some of them. For this particular report, I'm just choosing those two out of all the others. And I'm now saving the report configuration. When we have a look at the preview of that report, we can see how the product groups show up in our client reports. As you can see, we are both replicating the chart in the reports as well as the table. And the data shown here matches or corresponds to the specific groups that you have configured inside the report configuration there. I hope that gives you a really good understanding of how sales by groups are built, around the use cases for creating custom groups, how to report on them, and how to use both our manual creation method as well as our bulk upload method to create the groups that you need for your business or your clients. Thank you for tuning in. Till next time.